Hi, Gene here with today's thought. And today's thought is going to be, well, it's going to give you an example of, another one, Kamala Harris, flip-flop Kamala Harris, hypocrisy, however you want to phrase that. And also as an example of a wider problem that the Democrats have, which it's a lesson they never seem to learn. And, well, there's a phrase that some wise person, perceptive person uttered that Democrats, when they're in power, they act like they will never be out of power. When they are out of power, they act like they will never be in power. And this is you would think, as I'll illustrate going forward, this is a lesson that they've been taught and they don't seem to get it. And that's because, as I just said, a corollary of what I just said is that the Democrats, they live entirely in the present. They will do whatever they have to do to get through the day. If they have a policy prerogative that they want, or a policy preference that they want to enact into law, they will do whatever they have to do that regardless of any future consequences, because they don't think about the future. They think only about what can we do to get our issue enacted, our preference, our policy enacted today, and who cares, we'll worry about tomorrow later. And this is I'll just remind you of a very clear example of that. But the issue on which this is going to revolve, the specific issue, and then go to this general principle, is the one issue on which the Democrats have a clear advantage, and that is on abortion. So it's no surprise, there should be no surprise, that Kamala Harris is pushing this issue very hard. Now, one of her ideas is to, if the Democrats control the House, Senate, and she becomes president, to codify Roe v. Wade. That is the phrase they're using. In other words, overturn or negate the Supreme Court's Dobbs decision that struck down Roe v. Wade. Now, because they did do that, the whole idea is preposterous because it's unconstitutional, unless the Democrats succeed with another one of their crazy schemes, which is to add 4 or 5, however many they want, justices in one fell swoop to the Supreme Court in order to create an instant liberal majority that maybe would reinstate Roe v. Wade. It's unconstitutional. It would be struck. Well, even if they reinstated it, it would still be unconstitutional, just as Roe v. Wade itself was. But that's another thought vlog for another day. The point is that even if the Democrats control Congress, it would not be by a 60-vote majority. Republicans would certainly filibuster any attempt to do this. So Kamala Harris's proposal is to eliminate the filibuster, kill the filibuster, so that the Republicans cannot filibuster, and then they can do that. Well, they can codify Roe v. Wade, but they can also add their 5, 10 zillion Supreme Court justices, and they could add Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico to the Union, to new states, so that they could, which they're both blue. They would be blue states if these entities became states. So it would add 4 more Democrat senators and make it much harder for the Republicans ever to control the Senate again. So but the point is, it's not the specific issue, it's the idea of killing the filibuster. Now, you would think that the Democrats would have learned a lesson, because you don't have to think too far back to remember Harry Reid, when he was majority leader of the Senate, to kill the filibuster. Well, he did. He killed Obama had nominated some federal judges, lower court justices. Republicans were filibustering it, and Harry Reid killed the filibuster. There's a parliamentary maneuver. I won't give you the detail, unless you ask me to, then I'll do it in a future vlog. But by parliamentary maneuver, he killed the filibuster for those for federal lower court justices, and he was very pleased with himself. He got the justices. Now they could be approved. Republicans couldn't stop it. But remember what I said, this phrase, that they act like when they were in power, they act like they will never be out of power. Well, they found themselves out of power, and then they found themselves out of power, and Donald Trump, president, he nominated Supreme Court justice, and the Democrats naturally filibustered it, and Harry Reid set the example, so Mitch McConnell killed the filibuster for Supreme Court justices, and now Trump got 3 conservative justices on the court, as opposed to the past where you would have just milquetoast, wishy-washy justices like Anthony Kennedy, nominated by a Republican, but you end up with him because, one of the reasons you ended up with him was because I don't know. I think it was the Robert Bork nomination. I don't know what it was, but anyways, they ended up with Kennedy because any really conservative justice would, and I believe, if I remember correctly, some were filibustered by the Democrats. But now Donald Trump comes along, and they can't filibuster anymore, and Trump gets his justices through. And in fairness, Biden got Ketanji, Jackson Brown got her through, and same idea. Republicans could not filibuster. So the point is, it works both ways, and eliminating the filibuster works both ways, and keeping the filibuster works both ways also. As a Republican senator, he's no longer in this long way, I don't remember his exact name, but he said, well, the filibuster will drive us crazy and will drive them crazy, so craziness on both sides. And they're crazy on both sides anyhow, filibuster or no filibuster. Let's be frank about that. But as I said, they act like they will, when they're in power, they act like they will never be out of power. When they're out of power, they act like they will never be in power. So right now they're in power, and we're talking about the next election, and if Kamala Harris becomes president, and if Democrats were controlling the House and the Senate, then the Senate could kill the filibuster, and they would get what they want, because they would be in power. But the day will come when they will be out of power, and this is what I don't understand, that they don't understand that. Suppose they could pass a law, Congress could kill the filibuster, pass a law that codifies Roe v. Wade and makes it the law of the land. Well, then when that day comes, when you have a Republican president, a Republican House, Republican Senate, and what stops the Republicans from enacting a law? Well, 2 laws. Number one law that strikes down that law codifying Roe v. Wade, and a second law that prohibits any abortion under any circumstance anywhere in the country. What the Democrats can do, the Republicans can do, and I don't know why they don't get that, especially when they have this previous lesson of what happened with justices, with judges and justices, that the Democrats killed the filibuster to get some of their judges through lower level, and the Republicans turned right around and killed the filibuster so Trump could get 3 of his justices through. And if Trump wins and the Republicans control the House and the Senate, well, I don't know, maybe he'll get a few more appointments, and they can't stop it because Harry Reid killed the filibuster for this one thing. And I guess maybe the Kamala Harris thinks that it's possible to do what Harry Reid did and just kill the filibuster for specific issues, for what they want to do, and keep it in place for what they don't want, for whatever Republicans want to do. And Mitch McConnell proved them wrong with the Supreme Court justices. I don't understand why they don't get this. Now, what I want to get to now is that that's the one point for today, the general point. The specific point that I want to get to, the title to this vlog, is Kamala Harris's her own hypocrisy. This is what I'm talking about, that they want to eliminate the filibuster sometimes, and then suddenly when it's something they want, when it's something that Republicans want to do, they are all hot to hell-bent to keep the filibuster. But when there's something they want to do, then they want to get rid of it. And then when Republicans want to do it, they want to kill it again. I mean, they want to keep it in place. You're looking at a letter that, well, you can see dated April 7th, 2017. It's addressed to then Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. Obviously today, 2024, their positions are reversed, and Chuck Schumer is a majority, and Mitch McConnell is a minority. Anyways, let me just read you. It's a very short letter. I'm going to read you the whole letter. We are writing to urge you to support our efforts to preserve existing rules, practices, and traditions as they pertain to the right of members to engage in extended debate on legislation before the United States Senate. Extended debate means the filibuster, because that's what the filibuster does. It prevents the Senate from ending debate on a particular piece of legislation and then going to a vote. That's a filibuster. Okay, senators have expressed a variety of opinions about the appropriateness of limiting debate when we are considering judicial and executive branch nominations. Regardless of our past disagreements on that issue, we are united in our determination to preserve the ability of members to engage in extended debate when bills are on the Senate floor. We are mindful of the unique role the Senate plays in the legislative process, and we are steadfastly committed to ensuring that this great American institution continues to serve as the world's greatest deliberative body. Therefore, we are asking you to join us in opposing any effort to curtail the existing rights and prerogatives of senators to engage in full, robust, and extended debate as we consider legislation before this body in the future. Now, let's just go to page 4 of this letter. There's this short letter, and there's several pages of signatures. You see that signature around which I drew a little red box? That's Kamala Harris's signature. So in 2017, she signed a letter. She was a signatory to a letter that argued to urge to keep the filibuster for all future legislation. Remember what the letter said. Well, now we have some future legislation that she wants, that Democrats want, some Democrats, not, say, Joe. Well, I think Joe Manchin is pro-life in any case, but he does not want to eliminate the filibuster, which is why he is refusing to support Kamala Harris. He says, I can't, because she wants to eliminate the filibuster. But anyways, so all future legislation she said then, for all future legislation, we must keep the filibuster. She was when the issue then was judicial appointments, okay, you see, but now the issue is abortion. This future legislation came up of abortion, and now she's completely reversed her position, as she does on so many issues. And I just want to throw that out there and just say again to end that when the they've already set the precedent for eliminating the filibuster. Nothing really stops the Senate from eliminating the filibuster now for something that they want, but they haven't done it. They haven't done it except in judicial appointments, because Harry Reid did it on that issue, and that is a difference between Republicans and Democrats. Republicans believe in the democratic process of debate, enacting laws, and keeping the rules of the Senate and tradition. And Democrats, it's whatever they want today. Whatever they want today. They just want power, and they want their policies, and whatever they want today, they'll do what they have to do to get it. And full speed ahead. Damn the torpedoes, and damn the future consequences. That's my thought for today. Thanks for stopping by. If you could subscribe, that would really be great. Opinions always welcome below the video in the comments section. Share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it. Most of all, come back and see me again. I would love to see all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.